Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Gorgeous day, 58 degrees and sunny. Loving it. Today I wanted to talk about just a concept that I hear all the time. My new symptoms are freaking me out. So, enjoy some nice warmer but not hot air. Turn this way, see if I can get the sun a little more even on my face. Get the shadows off. So I hope everybody had a great weekend, a great Monday. All right. So my new symptoms are freaking me out. I hear this a lot. Dan, I understand that this or that, that's all TMS, but I got this new thing going on. It's really freaking me out. So I guess, apply the same type of, I'll say, rationale, investigation, analysis that you did when you first decided that your original symptoms were TMS, or perceived danger symptoms. And then we apply it to the new thing. Well, what significantly changed? Was there a new injury? Did I fall? Did I hurt myself? Even if you just have a new symptom in a new location, doesn't mean injury, right? And it's so easy for us to make that leap because, if you tell somebody, oh, my something hurts, how did you injure it? I mean, that's the initial assumption, is pain equals injury. But it really doesn't. It really doesn't. An acute or sudden onset of pain doesn't mean injury. It just means a sudden onset of the brain perceiving danger and turning it on. So, some people will say, my symptoms are being increased, whether it be the original symptom or symptoms, and they're growing and getting more intense, or in some cases, the symptoms are multiplying. I've got this one, then that one, then that one. And inevitably, what I'm here to tell you is that it's all the same stuff. It's all just the brain that's freaking out, perceiving danger. And the solution is all the same, whether you've got one symptom or dozens. The solution's all still the same. Teach the brain that we're actually okay. It may seem like there's a fireworks show and a laser light show going on in your body with all these weird, strange, different symptoms that can crop up out of nowhere and then go away just as fast, and then some that stick around and don't move or don't change. Trying to figure out what's going on, or why is this happening, or why did something change, or why did I get a new symptom? Why did one symptom go away, but then I got another one in its place? Perceived danger. That's it. That's all you got to know. Is it weird? Yes. Does it make you wonder why? What happened? Because I think one of the things that really drives us to ask the question, why is this happening or that happening, is it's all driven by fear. Because if I don't figure out why this is happening, how am I ever going to stop it? I don't think it's a question of why. I think it's a question of what. What is happening? And once I know that the brain is perceiving some element of danger through no fault of your own, key point, no fault of your own, we know then, okay, danger, issue, safety, solution. The whys don't matter. The triggers don't matter. The exact scenario as to how you got here almost doesn't matter. What was going on at the time that your symptoms began? Sorry, I was fighting that one. What was going on at the time your symptoms began may have nothing to do with what's currently going on, other than the connection of fear, right? But my symptoms came on at a time when my life was busy. I was broke, stressful job, long commute, married for several years, new kid, living in a rental, didn't own a house, thought I should be a lot more successful than I actually was. And there was a whole bunch of life pressure for, a young adult with a new kid and not really making a lot of money. And, I had some things to be grateful for, but still my main question was, how did I get here? And so I had this whole, I'll say, emotional, stress-based cause of my initial back pain and sciatica. But the reason that persisted had nothing to do with why it started, which is why I don't suggest we spend a ton of time figuring out, why did my symptoms or pain start? What were the triggers so I can avoid them? And I've said this before. If we search for our triggers, what does that do? It gives us a list of things that we shouldn't do anymore. And in my case, if my trigger was bending over, which it was, and I put that on a list of things never to do again, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to serve me in any way, shape, or form. It's just really going to limit my life. So we don't have to search for the triggers so that we can avoid them. Not important. We don't have to figure out why, what happened exactly, what emotion, what stress event, what perceived danger it was. Sometimes it's obvious, but not always. Many cases, this is all happening at a subconscious level where we're not even aware of it as to what caused it. If you're blaming yourself for the symptoms, please stop. None of this is your fault. It's where you ended up. Because blaming yourself just creates more pressure, more judgment, more difficulty in moving forward. So none of this stuff is your fault. It's just where you ended up. So these new symptoms are freaking me out. Please don't allow yourself to buy into the fear of a new symptom. It's just a new location for the brain perceiving danger. That's it. Nothing more. Doesn't mean you're, got some mysterious 1 in 5 billion people disease that nobody's ever even heard of yet. And I know that's where people go, because I had several people in the group coaching this morning saying that, I feel that way all the time. I've got something that they haven't figured out yet. I must have some crazy disease. No. The vast majority of you, if not all of you, have the brain perceiving danger and creating symptoms. And yes, these symptoms can be wild and weird and bizarre. Very disturbing. Very alarming. Worrisome. But it doesn't mean they're caused by anything other than a scared brain. That doesn't mean you're, a big baby and you're scared. It means that our brain's job is to keep us safe and alive. It's been doing that since the moment we were conceived, and it will do it until the moment we eventually pass. Your brain's job is to keep you safe. And the only warning signal it's got available from the subconscious are symptoms. Right? It's not going to go, "Hey, Dan, pay attention. We got a problem." No. Symptoms are the brain's, subconscious brain's, warning system of something that's going on that the brain perceives as dangerous. But perceives is a key phrase. It's not actual. It's not a real threat. And in some cases, real threats do exist. Real injuries do exist. Real surgeries do exist. Real pain exists. But those things pass. The body recovers. It always does. Symptoms that persist, created up here, due to the fear of the perceived danger. So we don't have to figure it out. We got a new symptom? Okay. Interesting. Fascinating. Isn't that fascinating? Get used to saying that. Because when you say it that way, it's like, that is kind of fascinating. I don't like it. It hurts. Got my attention. But at the end of the day, it's kind of fascinating. I mean, I'm fascinated by this whole thing. Not in a weird, perverse way, but just it's really super cool how this system called the human body and brain and nervous system all functions together. It's really pretty neat. So, I don't know. That's what I got for you today. If the new symptoms are freaking you out, put them in the same bucket as the symptoms that bother you the least. And if they all bother you, put them all in a bucket that says, not significant. Don't care. So, love you guys and gals. I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care.